Hey everybody, this is Health Mastery Minute, 60 seconds to better health and a better life. I'm Dr. G, the director of Windmill Wellness Center, and today we're going to talk about a strategy that can help you ensure that you are continuing to grow in your life. This strategy came from a quote that I heard, and I may have shared the quote with you already, but it inspired this whole movement in me. So the strategy is from a gentleman. His name is Ed Milet, or not the strategy. The quote is from Ed Milet, and this is what he said. He said that how you are right now, you're totally perfect. You're perfect where you are right at this moment. Embrace it. Love yourself for it. Be excited about it. However, there's always a however, isn't there? However, this version of you, which right now is perfect, this version of you next year will be inferior. So what does that mean? That means if we're not growing, we're dying. If we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards. So I put together a strategy. And I didn't invent this. I'm sure a lot of other people do this. But I put it together for myself and for my team, and I have it available for our practice members if it seems like a good fit for them. I simply call it a 30-day challenge. And the idea is, instead of going with these 1 year, New Year's resolutions, I'm going to do all of this year, and there's nothing wrong with having a big picture of what you're looking for. This chunks it down into smaller pieces, more bite-sized pieces, which makes it a lot easier to handle. And this is why I did it, for me, it ensures growth. Because I'm stretching myself, I'm challenging myself, and I'm not beating myself up if I don't do it every day, but I'm encouraging myself and holding myself accountable. And this is where the accountability comes in. Some people think, I need to find someone to hold me accountable. It's like, wait a minute. If we do this in the right order and we do it for the right reasons, we should be able to be self-accountable. So here's what I mean. We want to know, what do you want it to look like? What results do you want in your life? In these different categories that I'm about to mention. What results do you want? Second, why do you want those results to happen? That's the fuel. That's the motivator. If you get the why, that's inspiring you to get the result, then you don't need someone else to hold you accountable. You'll be accountable to yourself because it's that important. And then I know what I want, what result I want, what my purpose is, why I want that result. So then the natural next step is, okay, so what do I need to do? What strategies do I need to put together to get the result? So think about it. We do want the result to happen, but the why is the fuel. The why is more wrapped around who you're becoming while you're achieving your result. Okay, so the result might be about losing 15 pounds. But what's the reason for that? Is it just to look better in the mirror, or is it to improve your health? Is it to give you more security and certainty in your life that you're going to be healthy if you take these steps and you work on these strategies? So you're going to be around for a lot of years, for your spouse, for your children, for your service. You need to be real with yourself. You need to be serious with yourself. You need to stop thinking small and set those goals where they actually need to be. And they'll be realistic because you're only doing them for a month. So you do it for a calendar month because that's the easiest. You can start right now whenever you're listening to this And from now till the end of this month, or if it's close to the end of the month, you can go from now to the end of next month. And then you start month to month after that. But these are the categories that I do. And you can do whatever categories that work for you. But I'm doing them in a specific order, and I'll explain why. The first one is spiritual. What are my spiritual strategies that are going to get me the result that I'm looking for? Because my purpose, that's the fuel as to why do I even want to do this. So, what's your spiritual practice? These are daily goals. I'm not saying, I go to church service once a week. That's great. What are your daily spiritual practices? And I put it first because to me, and in all my over 30 years of researching this, I have found that's the most important thing, is getting connected to God, to your source, to the Creator, ideally, first thing in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Doesn't matter. Your day will go so much better if you take 15 minutes in the morning before your normal get-up time, before the house wakes up, to get connected. Prayer, meditation, visualization, affirmations, whatever it is for you, it doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. But that time works best. You could do it also, in addition, you could do it later that morning, at lunchtime, before you go to bed at night, while you're taking a walk after work, whatever that is. But you have to start your day. You will be amazed at how powerful that is for yourself. Number one. Number two, health and fitness. What am I going to do to move my body, and what's the schedule? What's the actual schedule? Whether it's something you do at home, if you have an opportunity at work where there's a gym or something like that, or what are you joining to do this? And again, why? Nutritionally, what are you going to do for yourself? From an eating plan, not a diet. Diets are temporary. Eating plans are permanent. Now, because this is month to month, here's the cool part. You can go crazy. My first month of doing it, I said I'm going to go vegetarian the first month, just because I wanted to try that. I wanted to see what I felt like. And personally, I loved how I felt. I slept better. I had more energy. I was clearer headed. Now, I didn't intend on staying a vegetarian, and I'm not. But I'm eating more vegetarian than I ever have before because I'm aware of that benefit for myself. The third thing is relationships. Relationships with spouse, with children, if you have them, friends, co-workers, if you own a business, your team, if you're an employee, the people that you're surrounded with, your parents, your siblings. Again, this all depends on how old you are. But working on those relationships. And I encourage you, with this 30-day challenge, is to figure out an actual schedule that you are going to connect with these people. For some closest to you, like spouse and children, it might be daily. My wife and I do a weekly date. My kids and I do individually do a monthly date at least. We have daily time where we connect. With my team at the office, of course we connect daily, but we have weekly structured time and monthly structured time. With my parents, with my brother, I have structured times, rhythms that I'll call them, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, every few days, whatever it is for you. Same thing with friends. Being sure to go out and enjoy each other to dinners or different events like that. Very, very important. Another category, intellectual and emotional life. What am I doing to feed my head? What am I doing to feed my heart? So that's the things I'm reading, watching, listening to, always listening to podcasts or YouTube videos that are uplifting, that are teaching me something new. I'm always reading books that are teaching me something new. And emotionally, I'm in touch with my emotions. I write in a journal. Any of these strategies that work for you. And then if you own a business or your employment, you look at that as well. Because you want to be if you're an employee, you want to be the most valuable employee. If you're a business owner, there's obviously a lot to do there to envision what you're wanting your business to, what direction you want it moving in, how you want to serve the people that you serve, all of that stuff. Another category is finances. If you own a business, it's business. If you don't own a business, it's strictly personal. But what do you want your finances to look like? And then committing to that. I sign it and date it every single month. And I read it every day. I may tweak it. Some things I carry over from month to month because it was a strategy that I really, really liked and it just really developed wonderfully. There are other things that I accomplished it and then I change it for the next month because that's how I'm wanting to evolve in that particular category of my life. My wife and I, it's weekly date. It's always been weekly date. We love weekly date, but I'm looking at ways to upgrade that, whether it's the weekly date itself or other things that we're doing or even the conversations we're having at those dates, because we want to constantly be growing in our relationship. So remember, how you are right now is absolutely perfect, but this version of you next year will be inferior. So I encourage you to use a strategy like the 30-day challenge. Every 30 days, you're resetting these goals to make it bigger and better so you can grow as a person and you can grow in all of those categories of your life. Number one, what's the results you want? Number two, why do you want that? And then this 30-day challenge is one of the strategies that you can utilize to make that come to pass. This is Dr. G with Health Mastery Minute, because your health and your life matter.